Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare star.
Good morning, everyone. Just making sure all the live streams are coming through. Hopefully on the Rumble side, everybody knows to refresh their browsers. Refresh your browser. There we go. Okay, so let's see. It's getting back on task, getting back on schedule, guys. As you know, I just came off vacation, lived in a bus, hiked a mountain. Nothing but fun. If I can get a sound check, that would be great. I'd appreciate it. Just to make sure that everything is coming through loud and clear. Oh, I'm going to scoot up in here. I'm going to drink some coffee. I'm going to wait to fill up just a little bit. I normally like to start with at least 10 people. I honestly think that there is something wrong with the live stream, to be honest with you. It's hard to tell. It's very, very sluggish. Very. Maybe I'm invisible too. My vote doesn't count. I voted widespread power outages. So, like I said, guys, if you guys give me a 5x5 or something, it would be appreciated because it doesn't seem as if anything is working. It says I'm live, but I can't tell. Interesting. All right, so the chat seems to be jammed. Something's happening. Okay, good. Oh, thank you, Billy King. I appreciate it, guys. It's not. I don't need affirmations. I just need to know if things are working. So just letting you know, because like I said, the chat is normally. I can see people talking in the chat, but then I ask for something and it's like nothing. So all right. So looks like it's already 14-6. And on the YouTube side, we're going to go ahead and start with you guys. Cool Colt. Good morning. You are first. Well, we got Debbie Chandler, number 2, and Rose, you are deterred. Followed by, we got Catitude. We got Bradley Collins. Let's see here. Stray Kitten saying some stuff. Let's see here. We got Rose. You guys are giving me 5x5s. Billy King's here. And let's see here. And okay, so I guess that's what we're starting with this morning. Over on the Rumble side, we've got Hicktown Honey first, Andy Person number 2, and Brian Deuces. Why is Brian's word? Brian, why are you blue in the chat? I don't know what that means. That's very interesting to me. I don't know what it means. You're clickable, but nothing's. Oh, it's just putting your name in the chat. I see what it's doing. Okay. As well on the Eastern Front. Gotcha, Andy. Let's see here. Let's see. My vote didn't add either. My Yahoo keeps glitching. Honestly, I think there's something up, guys. It says that there's only 2 votes. You know, I'm gonna refresh. Let me refresh that page and see if that is the problem. Yeah, it says there's only 2 votes on the poll itself. But like I said, there's something going on. We're just going to continue. We're going to power through it, guys. As usual, we're just going to do what we need to do. You know, we don't need freaking, YouTube's or the affirmation gods to tell us how great things are. Civil defense prepping, definitely before elections, something big is going to happen. I like your icon, bro. I like your icon. We're good enough and people like affirmations. I got you. All right. So let's not. My vote was removed. That's not possible, Bradley. That is not possible. Let me see here. It says there's 2 votes. Let me check something here. I don't want to end the poll. Yeah, guys, this is just a YouTube. This is just a YouTube-ism. No big deal. Okay. The world's after me. I'm gonna die. Whatever. Let's do this. All right. So, getting back on point here, we talked about, if you guys were looking at the threat matrix, if you remember, you can What are you doing, cat? Psst. Oh, Jesus. My vote went away too. Jesus. All right. Let's get this started. And then I'll see what I can do about the poll. But the poll is normally for the end of the show anyway. So let's see here. All right, so jumping onto this, guys. Back from vacation, had a good time, but I've been monitoring the news and thinking about the threat board. If you're a member, you already know about the threat board because that's what members get to see. And it started making me think about, like, how could they really like mess up the United States? And the easiest, fastest, most devastating way is through an EMP attack. Don't worry about chemical warfare. Don't worry about something, coming over, the next pandemic, whatever. Don't worry about that stuff, because the easiest way to do it is through an EMP. Now, this would be nation state type of actions. We're talking China, we're talking Russia. Nobody else really has the ability to do it. Obviously North Korea would like to be able to, but they just don't have the ability to do it. Now, an electromagnetic pulse attack, it's a serious threat that could disrupt modern society, leading to widespread chaos and devastation. From everything, it's got everything, man. It's got, crippling the power grid and shutting down communication networks. And, the aftermath could be catastrophic, and so I thought, by understanding the potential consequences of an EMP strike, we could better prepare to protect ourselves and our loved ones. Now, some of the givens, guys, because I don't think we actually think about some of the things that could happen, but some of the givens, the simple ones, job losses. No one's going to have a job because nothing's going to work. Economic collapse. No one's going to have any money to spend because they don't have a job. So there's going to be an economic crash. Stock market crash. No one's going to care about the stock market after an EMP. And the big one would be the empty grocery shelves. We all know that we live on the just-in-time food program or supply or logistical program. And we all know that we should be doing something to try and survive. They basically say that if you can survive for about a month after, oh, there it is, first one, drink. If you can survive anywhere from 30 to 90 days after an EMP attack, then your ability to survive goes through the roof, because after that, society is supposed to be able to try and reset. Now, there's always going to be some significant long-term changes to our lives, but we'll talk about towards the end of the video. So I guess the very first thing is going to be widespread power outages. The immediate consequences of an EMP attack would be massive power outages. EMPs can damage electronic devices, including transformers and circuits crucial to our power grid. This could lead to an extended blackout. Potentially lasting weeks or even months, depending on the extent of the damage. Without electricity, homes would be plunged into darkness, and critical services like hospitals and emergency services would be severely impacted. Backup generators may provide temporary relief, but their fuel supplies are limited, making long-term power restoration challenging. Now, that was all very positive, because, we try to stay positive, but the reality is that if an EMP went off, the power is going to go out. The generators will only run so long. Hopefully your generator is not too advanced and doesn't use a computer, hint, hint. And you'll be able to run it for a period of, the hospitals would be able to run it for a period of time until they ran out of fuel. And the fuel's not going to get to you because other things are going to happen. So as usual, guys, I talk about something, you type about something, and we talk about what you have typed. And that's old school. If you guys don't understand the word type, that means post. That's for the youngins. All right. So the second thing is going to be supply chain disruptions. Without electricity, supply chains would grind to a halt, leaving food and essential goods undelivered. Everything would be just dying at the warehouses. Factories that produce these goods would be unable to operate, and transportation systems that rely on electronics electronic logistics would be paralyzed, which is basically Amazon dies. This disruption could lead to shortages of basic necessities, sparking panic and hoarding among the population. Grocery stores could run out of stock within days, and restocking would be nearly impossible without functional transportation and communication networks. The inability to transport goods could lead to widespread hunger and desperation, especially in urban areas with high population densities. Now, what did we get from that? What did we get from what I just said? It's actually pretty simple. The supply chain stops moving. If you live in a city, you could die. It's pretty simple, really. It's pretty simple when we think about it. The supply chain will stop working. Let's see here. I'm going to go to the chat here because I've got Andy over on the Rumble style says that thing we cannot talk about, style lockdowns and the supply chain disruptions were tests to see how many would comply and how the masses would react. The next test won't be a test. I mean, that's a possibility, Andy. I mean, there's no sure way of knowing that, but it's also worth not ignoring what you're saying. So I'm going to go over to the chat on the YouTube side. Let's see. There's some words in here. Let's see. Point and polls acting weird. Yes. Yes, we know the poll is acting weird because it says there's only 2 votes in it still. And you know what? Let me try something, guys. Let me try something. We're going to end this poll. There we go. We're going to end it. And then we're going to, I got to do all sorts of crazy stuff to make you guys happy. Start a poll. All right. Let me get I got to move. I need an extra screen over here or something because this is a pain in the buttocks. All right. Let me go good thing I write down all my questions, huh? Now I got to put it all in there just for you guys. Someone's gonna be like, no, don't do that. It's okay. We got this. It's not a big deal. And I'm like, well, yes, apparently it's a big deal. We're going to have widespread power outages. I'm literally going to just re-enter what we had. Maybe in the future, I will not. I did this kind of early yesterday, and maybe the polls don't like to be long-term, basically more than 12 hours. All right, there we go. And long-term impacts and start poll. All right, there we go. So I have restarted the poll, and now you guys should be able to do something with it. Got to get my stuff back. My stuff's back over here. It looks like people are using it already. Oh, yeah. You guys like that poll stuff, huh? Okay. All right. So we talked about the supply chain disruption. Yeah, we got 7 votes in there already. I'll check the poll. You guys do what you're going to do, and I will check the polls after we talk about the next thing. Actually, no, I was supposed to go to the chat. We did that already. Where are we at here? Civil Defense Prepping says it's going to be self-inflicted. We're going to do it to ourselves because the left doesn't want to lose the elections. So if they can't have it, nobody will. They will watch it burn. There is a possibility of that. Civil Defense Prepping, there's a possibility of that. Elvin, good morning. A new viewer. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. New viewers get, boom, a new viewer. Hit that subscribe button. I'm here from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Monday through Friday when I'm around, which is normally all the time. Let's see here. Cuck V says, working in agricultural, as soon as diesel fuel is gone, most farmers will have to kill their animals because they won't be able to feed or water them. Yeah, hopefully they're smart and they're buying lots of freezers or freeze dryers. I think that would be a smart move for farmers. HOA is poop. Tuck, good morning, Tuck. Ian showed up. Cuck says, I'm not that worried about China or Russia doing an EMP attack on the lower 48 states because it would be a death sentence to their country. Iran would be I would be worried about Iran. Yeah, but Iran doesn't have the technology, and I don't think that they will have the technology. I mean, listen, guys, in order for an EMP to be effective, on the nation itself, we should have all been we should all have seen the diagrams that were made in the 1940s. They're still prevalent. They're still accurate. You've got to get a nuclear weapon of a significant kiloton up to about 240 miles above the Earth's surface in order to have an EMP effect that is big enough, or should I say strong enough, to have an effect on the entire nation. If you can't do that, then you have to have weapons that EMP weapons that are about that, probably about half of the altitude needed for a nationwide EMP, like a czar bomb. But you would have more than one, and you would put them over the East Coast and the West Coast, and possibly even one over the middle of the country. And then they would all have to detonate. Well, I won't say simultaneously, but I'll say within a certain period of time. And so that way you would have more coverage. If you leave any part of the United States, that's the way. That's why our nuclear deterrent system is where it is. That's why our strategic bases are where they are. So that you have to put in a massive amount of effort in order to take the country out with an EMP. So let's see here. Stray Kitten got the vote. There you go. Previous poll had 22 votes. Wow. Yeah, I don't know what was going on with that Light Raider, but I do where are we at here? I'm going to put you on the screen. I do thank you for doing that. It's appreciated. So if we had, the current poll has 12 votes. The first poll had 22 votes. So let's go ahead and get in there and knock those out. And then we can put this to the side and we can just go. I'm going to drink some coffee. I need some coffee. Okay, let's see here. And you know what? I'm kind of screwing up, guys. Hold on a second here. I'm kind of screwing up. Is it that one? It's that one, and then banners. It's not banners. It's that right there. I need to do the stuff I should be doing. There we go. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, because prep stock hasn't ended. In fact, more people are coming. We sold a bunch of tickets last week. It's going to be an unbelievable event. But anyway, so 3, transportation breakdown. Most transportation systems, including cars, trains, and airplanes, rely on electronics. In an EMP attack, these systems could fail, making transportations nearly impossible. Most vehicles equipped with electronic control systems can be rendered inoperable, leaving people stranded and unable to evacuate or seek help. Public transportation networks would be disrupted. They would be shut down. And air travel could be completely halted as airplanes and airport systems fail. This breakdown in transportations would not only prevent people from moving to safer areas, but also hinder emergency response efforts, exasperating the chaos. And we're going to talk about aviation later on in the live stream, because there will be some things that will still work, but most people won't like it. All right, let's see here. I need to go back to the chat. Let's see here. Cool. What you got going on, bro? I would suspect localized EMPs on a strategic infrastructure, it would have countrywide impacts. Oh, yeah. It would have countrywide impacts, but it is what it is. Light Raider says, or 3 balloons. Laugh out loud. I know, right? The thing is you've got to, the problem with the balloons, guys, listen. I'm going to lay a little science on you. The problem is the balloons cannot fly high enough. You've got to get the weapon basically into space. Okay. It can't be just, 60, 70, 100,000 feet above the earth. Basically, I think 60K is the end of our atmosphere, is my guess. I have this number 60 in my head, but I can't remember if that's the real number or if that's the number for Kerbal Space. Yeah, that's right. I'm a geek. I used to play Kerbal Space all the time. Anyway, you've got to get it out of the atmosphere. Otherwise, you will not get the effects of that detonation. So it is. It's kind of interesting how you've got to get it further away. Obviously, there are line of sight issues, but you've got to get it out of a specific portion of the atmosphere. Otherwise, you will not get that electricity, that charge, that L1, L2, L3 phase of electricity moving around in order to cause the EMPs. All right, let's see here. What do we got here? We're going to turn that off. And Cole Colt says, yes, NNEMP devices have limited range, but because they use no radioactive material, they can't be tracked like nukes. Setting one off in a city center will black out the city. Yeah, it'll black the city, which could be a good thing. But, we're not going to wish ill will on anybody. That's for sure. Rose says widespread power outages affect all loss if vital information, difficulty getting monies out of banks, fighting over everything. This hurts my head. Oh yeah, because there's no winner. There's no way to win from this. All you can do is recover from it. You can't prevent it. When human beings know that they can't win, there's something in their brains that's just like, oh, I've got to try and figure out a way to win. But with this particular one, you can't win. So let's see here. Oh, Andy, thank you very much. Andy is saying everyone mash the thumbs up button so it promotes LP's great work. Thank you, Andy. Appreciate it, bro. Bradley Collins says, I'm going to have to look up the directions to build a steam-powered vehicle so I can get stuff done afterwards. Well, here's the thing. That's unfortunately one of the problems. It's like you can't win. So, you guys know. You know what? I'm going to throw it up there. We're going to pay some bills real quick. Let me. Here we go. We're going to throw it up there. Okay, guys. So, obviously, I left the freaking comments on Bradley. All right. So obviously, the only way to do this in the easy world is to have an EMP shield device on your vehicle. Now, if you want one, empshield.com or link in the description for prep stock support, or should I say sponsors, and then you'll find the EMP shield there. Now, the key thing is if you do spend some money on this, it is expensive. So save $50. Use code LocalPrepper, all one word, to save $50. Install it on your car. I've actually made several videos on this. It is really, really easy. It's 3 wires and some super sticky tape. It's that easy, guys. Now, with that said, you would still only be able to drive your vehicle for a certain period of time because obviously you would need gas if you didn't have a bunch. And someone might try to steal your car. You could become a target. And if the roadways were piled up, which we'll talk about later, this may not be the thing. But in the interim, it is one more. I look at it as a when something goes down tool. Okay. Because it might actually be smarter to just like follow my plan. I've got several EMP shield devices. I can go places. I can get stuff in the beginning. And then I just bring the vehicle back and I park it. And I just park it. You know what I'm saying? And then so we use it later if we need to do something. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not out willy-nilly, doing the road warrior stuff because that would be foolish. That would be foolish. All right, let's see here. That's going to be brand, and then we're going to go up here to template 2, and we're going to get off of that. All right, so we talked about the transportation. Now, the next one is data loss. Now, with data loss, EMP attacks can cause significant data loss, jeopardizing sensitive information stored electronically. Critical records like medical and financial data can be irreparably damaged. Business and government agencies rely heavily on digital data, and the loss of this information could cripple operations. In the healthcare sector, the loss of patient records could lead to delays in treatment and increased mortality rates. Financial institutions could choose transaction records, leading to economic instability and personal financial ruin for individuals. The long-term impact of data loss could be catastrophic, as rebuilding databases and the systems would take considerable times and resources. Now, in the prepper community, we're like, you got to protect your data, but hey, if they don't have any record of my 17 credit cards, good for me, right? Good for me. All right, let's see here. Current score is 25-19. YouTube is winning. Where are we at here? Loss of violent. Okay, Bradley, there we go. We already did you, man. where we got that's why I have EMP shield on all my vehicles. I highly recommend it. It is expensive, but it does work. I also put one on my tractor. I love it, man. I love it. Let's see here. Catitude says, where are we at here? You always have a paper copy of your medical file every time you see your doctor. Or you should always have. Yeah, I mean, it's helpful. And honestly, in this day and age, Catitude, there's been many times where I've been to a doctor and they're like, well, we can't get to your medical records right now. So we're going to go ahead and just do this and this. And then we're going to get up with your doctor and get your medical record, review it, and then we'll call you back for another appointment. When in reality, they could literally just, here you go. And they could look at it right then and there and maybe come up with a plan. So you don't have to pay another damn $60 on top of the copay or whatever it is. You know, it's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy what you can do with paper these days. It's pretty awesome. Tuck says, imagine data loss in the entire financial district of a single major city. There's no way every single bit is backed up in distant servers. Some data will be gone forever. Yeah, exactly. Evelyn says, do those shields really work? Evelyn, they appear to work. I've done several videos. There was a rash last year, a rash of people that were trying to discredit EMP shield. So they did these tests. They did everything on YouTube, and the device works. There was even there's another product out there called Trap, and it's basically like putting these things all in every cigarette lighter that you have. There is some science behind it. The guy has he's got his PhD and he worked for NASA, and he's a smart guy, but apparently they said some dumb stuff, and EMP. Someone tried to sue somebody, and EMP shield won. So it's very interesting to watch the videos of people trying to destroy the devices or trying to debunk this theory. But then the device survives and everything attached to it survives, and they go, oh, I gotta tell you. So hopefully that answered your question. But yes, they do work. They do work. Let's see here. Light Redder says yes. All right, got you. Tom showed up. Good show. Good to see you, bro. A year ago, Australia, second telephone provider down for 13 hours. All internet, phone, mobile system, all down. All train, medical service, and all credit card service all die in that morning. Wow, I got you. That sounds pretty crazy. That sounds pretty crazy. I forget. I don't see you on here very often, but I think it's like the icons that you use for your word are like wings of freedom or something like that. Let's see. Tuck says, I have limited 24/7 access to my medical. To be honest, I didn't ask for it, but I want to print out certain things like lab results. I can if I had a printer. There you go. There you go. Buy a printer. They're $60 at Walmart. Let's see here. Medical services disrupted. Here we go. Did we talk about this already? We kind of got on it, but hospitals and clinics rely heavily on electronic equipment, and EMP could render this equipment useless, endangering patients who depend on vital treatments and devices like ventilators, dialysis machines, and electronic health monitoring systems. Emergency services already strained by the widespread chaos. Drink. Would struggle to operate without functioning communications and transportation systems. The disruption of supply chains would also mean shortages of medical supplies, including medications, oxygen, and other critical resources. Patients with chronic conditions or those requiring urgent care would be particularly vulnerable, and the overall mortality rate could rise significantly. Hopefully I haven't read that twice in the last 10 minutes. But here's the thing that I always think about when we talk about medical services. Guys, have you ever seen the machines that are inside of a pharmacy? Yeah, they used to count pills out by by number, by hand, and now they push buttons. And ching, 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 ching. It's like a pachinko machine, man. The pills just start flying out into the bottles. The labels are printed electronically, and zippity zap, it's in a bag waiting for you to pick up in an hour or less. And so that would pretty much kind of disappear. Yeah, that could be a problem. That could be a problem. Tom says 22 on my screen. It says 23 on mine. Tom, thank you for your input, though. I appreciate you, bro. All right, so I guess we'll check it. Let's see here. So the question is, which consequence of an EMP attack concerns you the most? Looks like right now, currently winning long-term societal impacts at 35%, followed by widespread power outages and economic collapse at 26% apiece, and medical services disrupted at 13%. And as usual, guys, we're going to see this poll change as we go along here. So, hey, good morning, Star Canada. Rose says, pill counter is still a person in my pharmacy. Yes. And here's the funny thing. In most like CVS's and Walgreens, it's still people. It's still people with bottles of pills and reading labels and doing it by hand. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. But in hospitals, that's a different story, man. That is a machine. That's a machine. All right, so let's go ahead and carry on here because we have a lot to cover. I'm probably going to go longer than I normally do. That's what she never said. And we're going to keep going. Number 6, infrastructure collapse. An EMP could devastate essential infrastructure, causing a breakdown in vital services like water, sewage, and waste management. The failure of these systems would not just disrupt daily life, but could also pose serious public health risks. Without electricity, water treatment plants will be unable to purify drinking water, leading to contamination and the spread of waterborne diseases. Sewage systems could back up, creating unsanitary conditions that contribute to the spread of illness. The inability to manage waste could lead to widespread population, further endangering public health and safety. Whenever I think of infrastructure collapse and I think about sewage backing up, and I want to say it was West Virginia Pappy. Let's see if my memory's working right. West Virginia Pappy. In the past, you have told me about somebody who says put a valve on your septic system so that when the power goes out after a few days, you can flick that switch and it won't back up into your house. Do me a favor. Let me know in the comments if that was you, because I'm trying to use the brain housing group. Let's see. Right along with AZ. Gotcha. Hey, good morning. I don't recognize you, bro. Thanks for showing up. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't forget the Jace daily for your stockpile of medicine. I mean, there's some talk, I mean, I'm going to throw you back up there. If you guys haven't figured out, I pretty much do the shout outs, the real shout outs to my members. But he's got a point there. We're talking about pharmaceuticals and well, I mean, if you've got 3 months worth of supply of the medicine that you need, then I guess you're going to get to live for 3 months longer than everybody else. Just saying. Let's see here. All right, so we're good there. We're good there. Good morning, everybody. Chair Bear showed up. Hey, Chair Bear, good to see you. Good to see you. All right, let's see here. Communication failure. Where are we at here? Personal and business communication devices like phones, computers, and radios could fail. Durr. This would hinder emergency response and disrupt both personal and official communication. In a world where most people rely on digital communication, the sudden loss of these systems would create confusion and panic. Basically, $1,000 break. Emergency services would struggle to coordinate their efforts, and individuals would find it difficult to connect with loved ones or receive critical information. I don't know. This coffee's not working. The lack of communication could also lead to misinformation spreading rapidly, exacerbating the already chaotic situation and making it harder for authorities to restore order. I heard. It's a problem, guys. It's a real problem. Vehicle failures, which we just talked about shortly. Modern vehicles rely on electronic systems, could shut down during an EMP attack. This would create hazard on the road, impede travel, and prevent emergency vehicles from operating efficiently, or actually effectively. The sudden failure of vehicles in motion could lead to accidents, blocking roads and making them impassable. People trying to evacuate or reach safety would be stranded, and emergency responders would face significant challenges in reaching those in need. The disruption of transportation would also affect supply chains as goods could not be delivered, leading to mass shortages of food, fuel, and other essential items. Get that clog on the highway going. We're going to get the clog on the highway. Let's see here. Where we at here? AR. By the way, if the power is down, your water filtration plant will also shut down. Yes, we covered that. Right along says the big cities will be hit the hardest with the EMP. Yes, 100%. Get out of the cities. Annie Pearson says a check valve would work when we talked about the septic systems. Yeah, the only thing I worry about with a check valve, because check valves aren't they? I believe check valves are gravity fed, or gravity operated, and I would most septic systems don't spend a lot of time going down. That's the problem. They're mostly angles, and I'm wondering if there's enough gravity to make that work. But if you're a plumber, let me know in the contact. You get anarchy. Very true, Tom. Very true. All right, let's see here. Financial, one of the biggest fears Prepper has right here. Financial access blocked. Banks and ATMs could become inoperable, cutting off access to money. Businesses would also struggle to conduct transactions, leading to widespread financial disruptions. Without access to funds, individuals would find it difficult to purchase essential goods, exacerbating the already dire situation. The inability to process electronic payments could bring commerce to a standstill, with people resorting to bartering or other means of trade. The financial system could collapse under the strain, leading to long-term economic instability and widespread property. Okay, so test question. What do you do? What do you do? I'm supposed to do that after I ask the question. But anyway, so if you have at least $200 in cash set aside for an emergency right this very second, put a 1 in the chat. I want to see. Let's see. Connection mines. What have we got here? Cash is king when the time is grid go down. Absolutely true. Cool Colt says, my theory would be anything attached to something with an EMP device that in its circuit would be protected. Correct. Yes. Yeah. If you're talking about an EMP shield, yes, it protects it. It's basically a super powerful shunt is what it is. And here's the thing. It's also reusable. It doesn't get destroyed like a lot of other devices. Where are we at here? We're gonna that chat went crazy. Big brother medical care called to make sure was taking meds as ordered, getting refills, but were not aware of meds sent home with me when had medical issue earlier this year. Need to stop them. You've got the mail stuff. I got you. All right, here. Stray Kitten says 0. Yeah. You better save them dollars. Save them dollars. Put them in an envelope. Put them under your bed. You know, cash is king. Let's see here. My exact amount I keep in my daily go bag. There you go. $200 is, you know, I know there's people out there that think they can't afford this stuff, but you know, it's so hard for me to say. It's so hard for me to say. If you can afford $1,000 cell phone and $80 to $100 a month to keep it running, you can afford to put a few dollars to the side. You can get a damn flip phone. You know what I'm saying? There you have options. Anyway. All right. So number 10, something people do not think about. My electricians will know exactly what I'm talking about. The risk of fires. Power surges caused by an EMP could damage electrical infrastructure, leading to fires in buildings and natural areas. Without modern firefighting technologies, these fires could spread rapidly, causing widespread destruction. Firefighters would be hampered by the lack of communication and transportation, making it difficult to respond to emergencies. The loss of water pressure due to damaged pumping stations could further complicate firefighting efforts. As fires spread unchecked, they could destroy homes, businesses, and entire communities, adding to the chaos and devastation. No one ever talks about the fires that would be wrapped around an EMP event. It's pretty scary stuff, guys. It's pretty scary. All right, water supply issues. Water treatment facilities rely on electronic systems. An EMP could disrupt these systems, leaving communities without clean drinking water and cutting off access to running water. The loss of water pressure would make it difficult to fight fires, maintain sanitation, provide for basic human needs. People would be forced to rely on bottled water and other sources, which could quickly become scarce. In the long term, the lack of clean water could lead to outbreaks of waterborne diseases, adding to the public health crisis. Going to the chats. Let's see. Bradley says, I put $20 in my drawer every payday for things like this and for Pew Pew or other toys. Gotcha. Pay yourself, bro. That's one of the first rules of a true budget is you have to pay yourself. West Virginia Pappy says most people don't think of fire suppression, just fire starting. Yep. Most people don't even know how to run a fire extinguisher properly. All right. Tom says damage will come from within the U.S., not from abroad. Tom, I don't know where you're going with that. Unfortunately, Australia had to switch off 2G and 3G by the government. Smell fishy. So no need new phone for 4G. I want to keep using my old Nokia, which I can't. That super sucks. Cool Coach says, my thoughts on this is that I have one on my house and one in the garage. So that's 2 in some circuits. So I use trickle chargers on my small equipment, ATVs, etc. Would this potentially protect them? I mean, it's potential, but you got to remember that it's a shunt and it's just going to take the load of the EMP. Pass, aim, squeeze, sweep. Point, aim, squeeze. I don't know what that is in reference to. West Virginia Pappy. Where are we at here? Bradley says the best tip for fire extinguisher is spray at the base of the fire, not the top of the fire. Yes, absolutely true. Absolutely. But the ironic thing is most people don't know that. Most people don't understand that is the basic focus, and obviously to continue until the fire is out or your fire extinguisher runs out. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to water supply issues. We've been talking a little bit about water, and you guys know I'm all about water, food, and security in that order. Water treatment facilities rely on electronic systems. An EMP would disrupt these systems, leaving communities without clean drinking water and cutting off access to running water. The loss of water pressure would make it difficult to fight fires, maintain sanitation, or provide for basic human needs. People, are you guys catching on to this? Are you guys hearing what I'm saying over and over and over in different ways? People would be forced to rely on bottled water and other sources, which could quickly become scarce. In the long term, the lack of clean water could lead to outbreaks of waterborne diseases, adding to the public health crisis. Oh my God. Let's see. I guess my question is invisible. Oops. Oops. Now listen, oops. We know that you have a problem with YouTube. Let's see here. There is still the question of will all wiring in homes and buildings ignite, or will heavy metal inside everyone from the chemtrails ignite? I cannot comment on the chemtrails, but there is a possibility, unless your house is protected with an EMP device, should I say, that that wiring could ignite inside your house. But you also have to remember you also have breakers, and it's all about heat transference at that point. It really depends on which wave, the L1, 2, or 3 wave hits it, or phase, should I say. It really has a lot to do with it. Will it? I can't tell you. I can't tell you that. No one really knows. And also, I believe it would have a lot to do with your location to the EMP detonation as well, because energy does dissipate with distance. Let's see here. Where are we at here? Cool Cock. Wait a minute. There we go. Cool Cock's got something. Yes, I even emailed EMP Shield, and they couldn't say specifically either. They just recommend to buy a unit for each machine to be safe. Yes, exactly. Acronym for fire extinguisher use. Oh, I got you. Nice, Western Enemy. Does anyone else see me here? Oops, we all see you. No. Oh, you know what? Oops. I don't know what you have done, my friend. What have you done? Oops. Let's see here. Tom says, I see you. All right, let's see here. Bradley said, where are we at? Bradley says, took almost a week to get water to people of Katrina, and that wasn't nationwide. There you go. Time to build a Faraday cage. Yep, that is the truth. Make sure you spray your fire extinguisher. It is right for electrical fire, black label for CO2, and blue label for ABC. I don't know if we use the same. Actually, I think we do have similar color codes, but our fire extinguishers here in America are just marked ABC. A, B, C, or A, or B, or C. It depends on what it is. Just tell the truth. All I do. You're a troublemaker, oops. YouTube doesn't like your truth. What do we got here? All right, it's 11:42, guys. If you love your country, type the number 1 in the chat, America. Number 12, widespread confusion. With communication systems down, an EMP attack could cause widespread confusion. Authorities would struggle to coordinate responses, and panic could lead to looting and violence. The lack of reliable information could lead to rumors and misinformation spreading rapidly, making it difficult for people to know what to do or where to go for help. The breakdown of law and order could result in a surge of criminal activities, as desperate people resort to theft or violence to survive. The overall sense of confusion and fear would make it difficult to restore order and begin the recovery process, which could take months or years. It's actually pretty insane in the membrane. Ian's got me. Hey, fun fact, guys. Did you know that screeching noise that whenever they show like an eagle or a hawk like coming in like, that's actually not an eagle or a hawk. It's actually an osprey's screech. Okay, number 13, and now you know that. You know what? I'm going to change. I need to change my my brand. Let me change my brand. Template number 3. Boop. Okay, let's see here. Heating and cooling failures. As winter approaches, we all worry about the dark winter, and winter is coming. And we should promptly be thinking about it because bad things happen during the winter. Don't believe me? Ask Texas. 13, heating and cooling failures. Heating and cooling systems could fail, leading to dangerous temperature fluctuations. This poses particular risk to vulnerable populations, such as the elderly and those with heart or health problems. In extreme weather conditions, the loss of heating in winter or air conditioning in the summer could lead to hypothermia or heat stroke, resulting in a significant number of casualties. The lack of temperature control could also affect food storage, leading to spoilage and further exacerbating food shortages. Communities would need to find alternative ways to keep warm or cool, such as using fireplaces, wood stoves, or fans. But these solutions may not be sufficient for everyone. And that is the truth. Let's see here. Number 14, increased crime. With law and order potentially breaking down, it's going to completely go away. Homes and businesses could become targets for looters. People might resort to desperate measures to survive, making personal security a priority. The breakdown of communication and transportation systems would make it difficult for law enforcement to respond to incidents, leading to a surge in criminal activity. Homeowners would need to take steps to protect their property, such as securing doors and windows, installing security systems, and forming community watch groups. The rise in crime could create an atmosphere of fear and distrust, making it harder to maintain social cohesion and rebuild after the crisis. With this one in mind, guys, This is this, we haven't even talked about, we talked food a little bit about logistics, but we talked about water a lot. And now we're talking about security, guys. One of the different ways to protect yourself is obviously through the mighty boom boom sticks. They work most of the time, but let's face it, that's not what we want to have to do every single time something goes wrong. It should not be, shoot them in the face should not be the magical set of words when something goes wrong. But if it happens, it happens. But what I'm saying is there are other alternatives. Now, with that said, I also have a video that I'm going to be making soon. I've been contacted by a security company. They've sent me a product. I'm going to make a video. You guys are going to see it. I've watched other videos of it. It's freaking awesome and so simple to install. So simple to use. Rocket science. Any grandma can put this thing in their house, and it can probably save their life. Not a joke. You guys will be seeing that soon. And no, I'm not an affiliate. I'm not an affiliate. So let's see here. Oops says, Big Prepper showed up. Good morning, my friend. Good morning. Good morning. Oops. I guess the question should be, is there any EMP shield for the lungs to keep heavy metals from igniting? Laugh out loud. One, that's not funny. It's not funny. Poof. But I'm not sure why heavy metals. Oh, I see. Because we're all breathing in the oh Jesus, what is it? The spray, the stuff from the airplanes. Yeah. I don't know. I guess we're all gonna die. All right, let's see here. 15 medication shortages. We talked about this. Access to medications could be severely limited as pharmacies close and supply chains are disrupted. It's essential to have a stockpile of necessary. Oh, I've got to do it. I've got it. You know what? I've got to do it. I don't normally do this, but I've got to do this. There we go. If we're going to talk about it, let's talk about it. Access to medical condition are severely limited as pharmacies close and supply chains are disrupted. It's essential to have a stockpile. Man, my essential. There you go. It's essential to have a stockpile of necessary medications and alternative ways to manage health. It's amazing what coffee does to my voice. Many people rely on daily medications to manage chronic conditions, and the sudden loss of access to these drugs could lead to serious health complications. Hospitals and clinics would struggle to treat people without a steady supply of medications because that's all they want us to take. Anywho, leading to increased mortality rates. In addition to stockpiling medications, individuals should explore natural or alternative treatments for their conditions, as well as learn basic first aid and medical care skills to help manage health issues during a prolonged crisis. Hint, hint. And we're going to turn that off. There we go. Let's go back to the main template. There we go. All right. And, the bottom line is medications don't make themselves, and a lot of them come from China. So you might want to get yourself a good supply and use that code you just saw on the screen. Also, these codes are also written down on there's a link in the description that says Prep Stock sponsors. You click on that. It takes you to a page that has all of the Prep Stock sponsors, and then you can just pick and choose what you want to do. All right, so number 16, we hit on this earlier, agricultural impact. Farming machinery could become useless without power, leading to crop failures and food shortages. Communities should consider alternative food production methods like traditional farming or community gardens. Modern agriculture relies heavily on machinery and technology, from planting and harvesting to irrigation and pest control. The loss of these systems could lead to significant reductions in crop yields, exacerbating food shortages and leading to widespread hunger. In response, communities could turn to more traditional farming methods, such as using hand tools and animal labor, or establish local gardens to grow fruits and vegetables. Learning basic farming and garden skills would be essential for survival in a post-EMP world. So, what are we taking from that, guys? If an EMP is one of the things that you are like majorly preparing for, you think, hey, this could happen. I should be preparing for this. This should be, like, for me, it's economic collapse. But if the EMP is something that keeps you up at night and you don't understand or have farming skills, you ain't going to last. get the books, learn the skills, do some farming. And I don't want to hear about it. I don't have space for it. There are 1,000 videos on YouTube that talk about how they turned, like 10 square feet of their balcony into a giant garden. Okay. And they live on the 45th floor in whatever stupid city it is. All right. So no excuses, none whatsoever. You want to survive, you got to put in the work. All right, let's see. Current score is 30-16. YouTube is winning. We currently have 27 votes. And looks like at 37% long-term societal impacts, followed by at 26% for both widespread power outages and economic collapse, and 11% for medical services disrupted. Guys, if you have not got into that poll yet on the YouTube, please do so. It's good for you. It's good. All right, we're going to run over to the comments right here on the Rumble side. We've got nobody talking. Thank you for the ones. Let's see here. I guess we already talked about the oopsis question. Hip knee joint replacement. Ooh, sucks. I have some horse-drawn equipment. Nice. Let's see. Are you Amish or something? People have no idea how bad agriculture would hurt. Oh, exactly, because they don't know where their frickin' food comes from. It's absolutely amazing. They have no idea. They have no idea where their food comes from. Let's see here. No, I'm just a collector of stuff. Gotcha. All right. So looks like the chat is up to date. Road blockages is the next thing we're going to talk about. I think I'm going to drink some coffee. That just reminded me, guys. Hey, stick around. Make sure you stick around because I got to tell you something. And if I start to sign off or something, you guys wait, you're supposed to tell us something because I keep forgetting. All right, let's see here. Disabled vehicles and non-functional traffic lights could make roads impassable. Having alternative transportation plans like bicycles is crucial. I like motorcycles. The sudden failure of vehicles and traffic control systems could lead to gridlock, making it difficult to travel by road. Emergency vehicles would be unable to reach those in need, and people trying to evacuate could find themselves stranded. To mitigate the risk, individuals consider alternative methods of transportation that don't rely on electronics, such as bicycles, horses, or simply walking. That's right. Use them 2 left feet. Having a well-thought-out evacuation plan that includes multiple routes and means of transportation is essential for ensuring safety during an EMP event. I think we've talked about this more than enough. I may have dug just way too deep into the EMP, the annals of the, I got way too deep in the annals of EMP. Number 18, septic system failures. And we talked about this briefly already. Septic system failures could fail due to power outages, leading to sanitation issues. Speaking of that, that was weird. Let's see here. Having a backup plan for waste disposal, such as composting toilets, is important. Without electricity, many septic systems would be unable to process waste, leading to backups and unsanitary conditions. This could result in the spread of disease, particularly in densely populated areas, cities. To prepare for this possibility, individuals should explore alternative waste disposal methods, such as composting toilets, pit latrines, or portable sanitation units. Proper waste management is essential for maintaining hygiene and preventing the spread of illness in the aftermath of an EMP attack. So septic systems are going to fail. They're going to fail. They're going to fail, man. Let's see here. Their trap, one of them. Pappy, that's their trap. One of them. Howdy. White Trash Willie. Hey, welcome to the channel, bro. I don't recognize you. Hit that subscribe button. I am here Monday through Friday, 9 to 10. West Virginia Pappy says, I've heard we don't need farms. We have grocery stores. I gotcha. Ian says, understand that I had the room/acreage. Oh, you guys are talking about farming. I gotcha. All right. So next thing, grounded planes. Airplanes and airports could become inoperable, making air travel impossible. It's vital to have alternative transportation methods in place. The failure of electronic navigation and control systems could ground planes, leaving people stranded and unable to evacuate or receive aid. Airports would likely be closed, further complicating travel and emergency response efforts in a world without air travel. Long distance transportation would become much more difficult, and people would need to rely on slower, more traditional methods of travel, such as by car, if it works, train, if it works, or even by foot, which pretty much works every time. Planning for these alternative methods or transportation is crucial for ensuring mobility and safety during a crisis. Now, here's what I'm going to say about airplanes, guys. If some people do and some people don't, but I'm actually know how to fly planes. I actually know how to fly helicopters. It's pretty interesting how I got into that, but that's another story for another day. Anyway, what I've noticed is that many of the older Cessna type aircraft don't rely on electronics, period. If there's a GPS in it, it's because somebody installed it aftermarket. And so many of the smaller planes that are not, um, what's the word I'm looking for? They are not electronically controlled either in their fuel system, their ignition systems, their flight systems are still going to be operational and able to fly quite easily. Matter of fact, the older the plane, the better chance that it's going to have that it's going to just fire right up with no problems. Now, if you're thinking about air travel in any way, shape, or form, it's all computerized now. Every one of these planes has it's a digital screen. It's fly by wire. That plane is not leaving the ground. You might as well turn it into the biggest RV park on the planet. So yeah. My wife would swear I'm just a hoarder. Oops, you're hilarious. All right, let's see here. So, last thing we're going to talk about, guys, is long-term effects. Matter of fact, this is still number one in the poll right now. Long-term effects. An EMP attack could have long-lasting impacts, and it would, potentially disrupting society for months or even years. As long-term survival and sustainability plans to essential in navigating prolonged chaos and uncertainty. The damage caused by an EMP could take years to fully repair, with widespread impacts on the economy, infrastructure, and daily life. Rebuilding society would require significant resources and coordination, and people would need to adapt to a new way of life in the interim. Developing a long-term survival plan that includes food, water, shelter, and security is critical for, why is that so wrong? It's so wrong. It's water, food security. It's critical for weathering the extended aftermath of an EMP attack. Communities would also need to work together to rebuild and restore order, emphasizing self-sufficiency and resilience in the face of ongoing challenges. Yeah. It's going to be a wild ride if we ever got caught up in the EMP game. That is 100% for sure. Okay, so what we got? We're going to close the poll out. We're going to close the poll out here, and then we'll look at the chat real quickly. But currently, long-term societal impacts, which is what we just talked about, is at the top by 39%. Okay, let's see here. Ian says there are some rich people around me with old school biplanes that have been restored to World War I standards. Wow, that's interesting. Yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely. Okay. All right. So the last thing I wanted to talk to you guys about was the middle of last month. I put a video out about, I probably need to look it up. Just to make sure that you guys know about it. Let's go YouTube. I'm gonna give me 1 second here, guys. I apologize that I don't have my trash in one bag, but I'd rather take a shot in the nads than not get you guys the information that you need real quickly here. What is this? Choo. You're being tracked. I'm going through how to win. Join us using your cell phone. There we go. I think that's it. Come on, man. Come on. I don't need all that. I don't need details. I need to. Nope, that's not it. Man, I gotta find it. Mystery box. That's the private one. Oh, there it is. I found it. The gear giveaway, free gear giveaway. You know what? All right, all right, all right. Stop. Stop. This crazy thing. This crazy darn thing here. And then I'm gonna actually throw it up there on StreamYard for you guys. It should go okay through this computer. Share screen and free giveaway, share. And just as a reminder, I want everybody to pay close attention. Pay close attention. All right, we're gonna get rid of these banners. Let's get rid of that brand. We're gonna make that go away. And we're gonna make this bigger. There we go. And now you guys should be able to see it. And so let's go ahead and let's see if we're paying attention or play. Hey everyone, LP here, and I wanted to drop you a quick line and let you know about the giveaway. I've come up with this mysterious idea. Stop scrolling, just listen to me for a second. I've come up with this idea. One of the things that I do in my line of work in the preparedness scheme is to, I test gear, I give away gear, I use gear, I show gear, how it's supposed to be and used and things like that and all the crazy stuff. Well, I got piles of it. And I've decided that I'm going to start creating the monthly giveaway box of both tactical and non-tactical prepper stuff. And I'm going to give it away to members only. Now, if you're not a member, guys, there's a link below. Join the membership. I recommend the Doomsday one. That way you can actually get in on it. But if you just want to do the $1.99 thing, I completely understand. Anywho, first box is going to be going out probably in about 10 days, right at the end of the month. But I'm going to put it up on here and let you guys... Nope, I'm not even going to let you see it. It's a mystery box. And there's a car coming. Damn cars. So hold on a second. Now that you know what my plan is, all you have to do to win it is 1, be a member, and 2, enter the word mystery in this video.
This is awful how choppy
it
is.
You're going to be entered to win, and yeah, you're going to get a chance to win. If you don't do both of those two things, well, you can't win. And there's some pretty cool stuff in this box. I'm going to do a video of what's inside of it so that after I give it away, you guys will be able to see what's in it. All right, guys. Hopefully you're getting the message. Stay safe. Have a great day, and I'll see you when I see you. Links down there. Later. Okay. So with that said, guys, I just wanted to remind everybody, this is your last chance. After today, I might make another video today talking about it, but after today, we'll have the drawing probably Thursday. But no, I can't say after today. I'm gonna say for the next few days because today's Tuesday, right? I think today's Tuesday. But Thursday, we'll be having the actual drawing and giving away the mystery box. By the way, I've also made a video about what's in the mystery box, but I won't be putting that online until after somebody actually wins it and I've like shipped it off to them. Okay, let's see here. A guy near me has a DC-9 for sale. He turned it into a house. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh yeah, I'd be down for an A10. All right, let's see here. And also I have put the link to that video so that if you are a member or want to become a member, you can do that. And also you can put the word mystery in the chat. Not this one, the one for that video that I left a link for you. Okay, and you know what? For the people watching this later, I will put a link in the description to that video so that you can get there. All right, guys, that's going to, well, looks like the 30 votes. The question is, which consequence of EMP attack concerns you the most? And winning is long-term societal impacts, because that makes the most sense. It's pretty smart. It's pretty smart. Okay, so apologies for the YouTube crazy stuff. YouTube 12722. As usual, guys, if you like what I'm doing, hit that thumbs up on the way out the door. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. I'm here Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. And if you want to support the channel, become a member. There's a link in the description. Stay safe. Have a great day, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye-bye. There's a button around here someplace. There it is.